All right, welcome to one of my special sessions, session two, I suppose, on help with this site plan for planning. So I am going to open where we sort of left off last week, um, which was it was the 25th. We did this, but the problem with this, it was not, I didn't actually know the North Point at that time. And I also inserted the house into the site plan. So we're going to go back to reverse this issue. We're going to we now want to insert the site into the house file itself. So I'm going to reverse or undo all the bad stuff I did. So which basically I'm going to go to manage and get rid of the link. Let's see if I've never done it. So I'll load that. Sorry, cancel, remove. Yes. Okay, so we still got the top of surface there, but it doesn't matter. The procedure will work obviously even if it's just 2D and not converted. So the conversion of it to top of surface, if you want to, you could do into your when you insert it back into the other house plan, you can actually follow that procedure we did last time and get the contours happening in the other file just by tracing like I did last time over the link. But the thing here now we're going to do is actually go to Google Maps or something and find the address which is here. And I'm going to snip this, which I have previously, like this. And I save the file name and I'm going to insert this file into this plan here, the Revit plan, and I'm going to try and get the same orientation for this plan here. So I just got a site survey because it's got the right name there as well. All right, so the thing is, I need to bring this plan, which I've this image that I saved. I just snipped it, or however you find the image. I'm going to go to insert, and I'm going to insert image here. Now the problem is whether it'll go in here with because the boundaries might restrict me. If I open this up, see I can't put anything out here. It'll have to go in here. I'll just drop it there for now. The problem with taking the crop off is that there's some things on the side we don't want to really look at. Well, that's just an image actually of the, that's fine. That's just an image of the the original site plan anyway. So ignore that. That's still in the wrong orientation. I just need to have a bit of room to play with this image. So I just turned off those crops for now, but that just could go on the side. All right, so imagine that's not there, and you've got this one here. So what we're going to try and do is scale this up to be the same size as this, which is 46200. All right, so one side of it. So how are we going to do that? All right, so first of all, we've got to draw a, what I would do, no, I don't have to draw anything. We just have to use the scale command. So click here, scale, this one here. All right. So that's right next to this one here, which is the array. So click that and just zoom in as much as you can because you don't want to latch onto the outside of the boundary. You just want to get the pixels. So sort of roughly there, and then we got to go to the other side here. So roughly about there. Click, and as I move out, see how the numbers increase. I've got to get to 46,200, but I'm not going to do it that way. I'm just going to type the number in. 200. So in theory, that that side is the same as yeah, one of the sides of this. So all right, so there it is. Now I need to somehow what we're doing next. We've got to just double check. So we always also helps to double check the other side. So that's 21,400. So you can run a quick measurement just to double check that you're close enough for the other side, 21,400, just to see if that's been scaled up enough. 21,700. Okay, we're a bit out, but I didn't really zoom in. We're mainly doing this to get the orientation of the north, basically. So now what are we doing next? That's the thing I can't remember now. What's the next procedure? Then we drew a line under a model line here, which went here, just traced over that. So it doesn't really matter the length, it's just to get the orientation in something that's a sort of a line. So we've got a line happening there. So now, this is equal to one of the, because these are both the same, well, are they the same length? There's a bit of a kink there, isn't it? So this one here, this side here is, that's interesting, it's showing a kink there, but, oh, well, I suppose Google doesn't know there's a kink there. I don't know. But, yeah, that's probably that length there is that length. Is that, am I right? So that, yeah, that's right. This side is that side there. Right, so I'm going to now rotate this side here to be, so that there is laying on that orientation. All right, so I can, the problem with rotating, you've got to make sure, again, that things are on. So VV, a quick look at VV, so there's nothing that mainly we're interested in the site stuff. So I'm not interested in parts or mass or anything like that. But if I go to the site, especially, oops, past it, where's site here, expand that out, make sure there's nothing here that, so project base point is not on. So, do I want to turn it on and rotate that? Probably not, because it don't rotate that anyway. And we don't rotate the survey point anyway. But everything else is okay. The trees are on there and whatever. So that's all good. All right. I'm on, by the way, on visual style wireframe as well here. All right, so I'm going to attempt. Now, this is a false north here. I'm going to delete this because it's not the real north. It was last week's north. The actual north is upwards. So I am going to draw in model lines, not detail lines, because then they show in every view something upwards. So just so I've got that. Yeah. Yeah. It will be. You're right. It was, but it was a little bit out actually. After in my practice exercises, about 3-4 degrees out. So we'll just put a. This is in this. When we finish, the true north will be facing upwards in here. So and that's the true north of that image point, and it'll be the true north of this when we rotate this in a minute. So to rotate this, I'll just pray there's no issues by just doing this. I'm doing this from the site survey plan, and I'm going to rotate. No, first of all, I'm going to says me moving it. I'll copy this line, and I'm going to place it at one of the endpoints of this line here, which I'm going to go. Yeah, I'll put it at the top here. Okay, well, I've got to get the endpoint there. So there it is. Okay, so I'm going to rotate this to lay on that. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to go rotate. Now, what you need to do is shift this base point to there. And so you're working off there. So just click and drag that onto the endpoint. So now you've got a reference to work with. and your reference is, this is basically telling it this is what it looks like now. It's from there it's down, vertical, and now you're picking it up from there and you're actually moving the whole thing accurately onto this line here. So now both the image and these are the same orientation, therefore that's the true north of that site. All right, so now it's the true north of that site, but we don't know geographically where it is. So we just need to basically, don't worry about that at this point. All right, so I'll leave that there, and I'll save that now. Let me just save it as, in fact, so I don't wreck this original one. So I'll save it as, and it's whatever date it is today, the 6th. Okay, so it's 6 class practice. Okay, so that's the class practice. Save that. All right, so there it is. Now I'm going to have to just close it because I want to insert this into my house file. So that's correct in theory. Just one thing I wanted to check again. I just go back in, make sure, because we did muck around with the True North and whatever last week. I don't. This site survey is sitting on Project North actually, and I can't remember whether we see if I'm just retrofitting this, and I think we put some numbers in this. So if I make it to True North, it will stuff it up. So let me just go back and see if I can fix this issue here now. I'm just going to go to site, site here, and go to project base point, I think. Yeah. Just going to take this 35-degree angle out, back to 0, and see what we get. I hope I haven't stuffed it up, but seems to be, I think. Right. Okay. All right. So that's zeroed in. Now, so the site survey and the site are 0. The true north should, it's fine. Project north should be the same. Hold on, project north. Yeah, because we've got they're all the same because we've got 0 in it. In fact, these are remnants from last week, and we don't actually need them anyway. So I'm going to delete this. I don't need this one either. Delete that. So just leave those ones there. Even this one here, I think I created last week. I can't remember, but even if I didn't, it doesn't matter. Oh, it's another copy here. I'm not sure what these are appearing. I'm not sure whether these are appearing. I mean, I must have duplicated it. Sorry. Delete is what I want. Delete. How did that happen? Delete. All right. So I just simplified it a bit. That's just got some things turned on, which is fine. And so that's it. I'll save that. And then we're going to go into our house. So let's move that into there now. Now our site survey, so I'll close that. And now we're going to get to open the house, which is this one here. I just called it Andrea's house, but obviously your own is different. And I just, because I'm going to bring the site plan, I'm just going to make a new version of it, save as, just in case. Let's call it 2019-03-06 class practice. Okay, so that's another one. Okay, so there it goes. So now just move to the site of this. Let's see what we got. So there's my site. It says the north is up. Fair enough. So I'm going to insert. That was already there, obviously. I'm not sure, is it on your plans? I'm not sure whether I modified this myself, but we can, that's not really the true north. I'll delete it. All right, so let's go with inserting this link. So I can only really insert a link in here. I can't bring a file as such because only this brings views from files. So I'll just bring in that. What happens if we bring in a view out of interest? Has anyone tried that? I never tried it, but anyway, let's go with this one here, class practice, origin to origin. See where we land. Go open. There it is there. Looks good. Take this crop view. Lucky we can see some of it, but it's because this crop view is on. Take that off. So there's my north point. It is up for now, but what we want to do, that's the street levels over there. The street facing is over here. So the front of the house is over there, this side. That's over there. So it depends how you want to orientate the house on your site. And you might want to add the change it to wireframe so you can see the actual 2D stuff underneath. In my case, I got a surface on top, so you can't see the 2D stuff. But if you haven't got the surface, then that should be fine. So if I rotate this, now some of you want to have the, the street sort of facing this way. So you can just rotate this, just click on it. How do you click on it? Well, in my case, I can't because I've turned off selecting links, but I just turn it back on. So you just got to make sure you got that tick in there. So I should be able to select the link, which is all of that, and I should be able to rotate it. Question is how much? It depends if you want to have, like, if I just want to have the house in a funny angle on the block, say that angle, I can just simply move this over the top of the house and say, well, that's where I want my house, set back about that far, and the front of it is going to be at the back. And if you're happy with that, then that's it. But obviously you wouldn't be. So you want to just undo that. You want to rotate it so that there's two ways of doing it. Rotate the house so that the front of this is over here, or sorry, rotate the site so the front of the site is at the front of the house, or rotate the site so the front is this way, so the north point is still pointing upwards rather than downwards. I'll show you quickly what I mean. So if I go rotate here, now I'll just rotate it. Okay, so I'll just move this here to the base point, to the end of that. So I just want to rotate it first of all, so it's this side of it is horizontal. So I move the base point there, and now or the origin of it, click it here, and now that's going to move with me again, and I should be able to lock in theory. There is locked in to where the horizontal is, I hope. So now it's horizontal. Now I can do anything with it. I can just do 180 if I want to flip it the other way. So it's like that. Some of you want to leave it like this and just bring the house up here and rotate the house 180. So the north to the north here is sort of almost facing up the page. And others, you might not care. So if you don't care, then you might want to rotate this again one more time so that it's 180, like that. And then you can move the house, the site up and get your right setbacks by drawing a few model lines and offsetting and how far back you want to go from the front. But I'll just move it a bit by eye now. So say you want to have it like that, then you're pretty much done, apart from getting rid of some trees perhaps if there's any that in the way. And to get rid of some trees that are in the way here like this, you can just hover over a tree and tab and then left click, and because it's in the Revit link, you can't delete it, but you can hide in view element, for example. Right? So you can do things like that from in the link. And it's also a good trick if you want to find out what category it's on. You can just highlight it and see, okay, it's under PC trees, and just, yeah, so that's another trick for that. Anyhow, those of you that want to have this road on the other side, I'll just rotate that 180 again so it's back the other way. Again, I'm going to bring this thing here, there, and I'm just going to, I can always type in 180 as well. Okay, so I can just move it back down. Okay, so a bit off. Just do it by like that. So that's where I want it. The thing is, the house itself now is not right. So you need to select the house. So I'm going to click here, or up here. So I can't select the link or anything from the link, and hopefully just things from the house. You got to be careful because there's a few things. The problem is doing it from here, you might not get everything, because if I go to the floor plan, for example, there are some 2D elements that have been put in here that they're not there in the site plan. They're turned off. So I'm going to do it from the floor plan. And again, I'm not selecting any. Oh, I am selecting links here. I'm not going to select links, and I'm just going to try and. I said did I pin it? It's always good to pin it once you're sure. But I shouldn't be able to select links. Here you go. Sorry. Yeah, I clicked select. I should have not had the tick in there. All right. So here we go. So there it is. Now I've got to be careful because the first time I practiced this, I didn't get the roof. So I've got to control add the roof there, but there are two roofs. There's another one under here. Control click and select that. And then I've got some things that are pinned in this file, and 6 of them. But I still have problems with these columns here. They were attached to the roof, and anyway, let's see where we go with that. So rotate. Again, we just pick it up from somewhere, and I'm just going to type in 180. So make sure I've gone exactly 180. Okay, 3 things are an issue, and if I know one of them is one of these columns here. Yes, highlighting that. So 2 and 3 are the columns. Number 1 is I don't know where. Doesn't really tell me. So I would say delete elements because it's the only thing I can do here. You might have to put them back in. But I only deleted that one that I couldn't see. Those columns are still there. So I don't know what that is. Further investigation on that. But I've got my kitchen in there still. So yeah. All right. So I lost one element somewhere, which I don't know where it is. Washing machine, was it? Yeah. What's there? Ah, that was pinned. Yeah. Okay. There you go. I didn't. So where would it have been? Where was it before? Somewhere in here. Oh, this one here. Oh, so that stayed on that side, and that, yeah. So these things, okay, fair enough. These things you just got to rotate separately and mirror separately and put them wherever they're supposed to be. I don't know where that was.
Laundry bit here near the top.
Oh, there. I didn't even see the laundry there. You're right. Okay, so there you go. So there's probably, I think that's the back of it. I'm not sure, but yeah. And this is not the back of it. So this is to be spacebar to rotate it. I think it was probably here somewhere by the window. Who knows? Down a bit. All right, so just minor editing. Hopefully, I haven't lost anything, eh? All right. Okay, good. Relatively unscathed. So let's have a look at the 3D. Okay, so there's my house. I mean that the actual the 2D part of it is okay. Everything's okay. It's just this is up here, so it's not relating. So that's another issue, which I'm just bringing in this site plan for you to now redo what I did last week, which was to basically trace over these and do something with them. The problem is the numbers you put in for your points, if you were to retrace them, are going to have to be imaginary, so they're lower, so they're sitting on the ground. I would be thinking you should be, sort of taking this up at whatever that is. Take that off. Up there somewhere. This level here should be like 100 or something, and see if you can push the house up on the topography if you want to do that, but that's another discussion as to what you do there. The fact is we're able to bring this in. Is there something else you want to do, like on getting on the sheet at all? Is it all with the view? With the views? Yeah. So we've got, yeah. Yeah. So the thing is now, if I personally go here on high lines, we don't see it anymore because my house is actually underneath this topo surface. But I can quickly go to VV and go topography and see if I can turn it off. So I turn off the topography, so I'll just see the house, and I can also turn off the pad, which I haven't done so as yet. But again, that trick that I showed you before, you can, in theory, go there and right-click and hide in view category, so that disappears as well. I'm not sure what happened to the other side of this, but I can't see the other part of my site, and I don't know why. I must have turned off something when I did the topography. I can't see, some lines are missing, and I think the only line that's here is this line here. Is it might be model line. Uh, yeah, the other ones might have been, I think there might be what are they called again? Annotation lines, and maybe they're not showing, or maybe they're turned off in here. So if I just want to check if there's anything elevations. No, I don't think so. I don't know why there's no lines in here. In here, that's the thing. Under lines here, I think there's something you got to turn on. Room separators are not there, which is fine. But there is a thing called lines. There you go. So it's under lines was turned off. So now we're getting the whole picture. So it's looking more like a site plan. So if you're happy with that, you can either duplicate this and do more and put some notes or whatever on it. And then you can just put it on the sheet. So if I want to put a new sheet, I don't think, there's a site plan here. Although I've done it already. So there it is. Yeah, so whichever way you do your site plan, it should be all right. And then just put a north point to match this angle here through the annotation symbols, north point, and just have to rotate it. So you move this to, I'll just use the move command from the end of that to the end of that if I can. Can I get to the end of that? Tab, no, that's fine. So I just, what I'm going to do is draw a line, architecture, sorry, I'm just going to draw I can't do a model line, so I just have to do a notation line in here, which is a detail line. I'm just going to, my goodness, I can't get that to latch onto that, eh? Any ideas? Yeah, I'm in the sheet view. Is it? Sorry, yeah, it's down there, isn't it? So you want to maybe drop that in there, and then move it. Sorry, yeah, move it there. Oh yeah, sorry about that. Yeah. So then I can rotate that. Again, move this thing down there, and then I can go from there to there, and then I can move it up. All right. So then I can I come out here. Come out here. I don't know what I'm doing. Deactivate view. I don't really normally have to do that, but anyway, delete that one. So that's your north, and the thing is, it's inside the view now, which is okay as well. You can just move it yourself. All right. Any other things that I missed? Yeah, it's very nice. Yeah. 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 Mm. Mm. Correct. Yeah. All right. So I suppose I want to yeah, suppose I want to have my house something like this, perhaps, like that. So that sort of orientation. Yeah, yeah. So we'll just see what's going on here. All right. So yeah, if we did that, then I'll just go back to the uh, site over here. Let's see if I can fix it up. So what I want to do now is basically rotate this, maybe that way. Yeah, so I'll go rotate, and then I'll just move this thing here again. So we're rotating the house, the site. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'll put it there, and I'll just do a little bit of a rotation. Oh, can't rotate pinned element. Okay, that's fair enough. I've pinned it, so let me unpin it, and I can rotate it now. Rotate again from here. It's always good to have that other north point going with you. So yeah, maybe that much. So then I'll move this down. No, hold on. No, I've gone the wrong way, haven't I? Leaving over there. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So that's fine. Just might want to bring it back maybe a bit. Whatever. All right. So that's whatever. Another option. Yeah. Yeah. So again, your north is now facing straight up. Really, back to how it was originally. So, pretty much straight up. So you just move this thing here now um, to this and align it to that now. Rotate that bring this down there, from here to whatever this line is there. That's your proper north now, and just move that in some sort of view on your page. So now if I go to my site plan here, what happened there? That's the north. That's rotated that. Why does it look like that? What direction did I do? Did I do it in the wrong one? Sorry. Am I rotated in here, but they should have rotated everywhere. Let's go to site. Sorry, that's site. Rotate it. All right, so let me just for a minute just go a new sheet, and just see if I can do some site. Just duplicate this. Oh, right click, duplicate view. There it goes. So it's duplicated. I'll just bring the duplicated view into this one, see what I can get. Oh, there. Okay, that worked. I just haven't got time to explain that at this point, but that's what you want. And I don't know where hang on. Yeah, that north point didn't come through because it's an annotation element, and I didn't duplicate with annotations. If I was careful enough, I should have gone right click, duplicate with detailing, and the north point would have come through. All right, that's fine. You can copy it across or whatever. All right. So basically, yeah, that's another way, leaving the site plan almost as is north. That really doesn't require much changing except to rotate just your house. So at the moment, this house has been rotated 180 degrees. Yeah. Yeah, originally we determined the site plan north from Google Maps anyway. Yeah, which was the first part of this. Yeah. Does that get you any closer? So, any questions? Okay, so I'll leave it here until next time we meet. Okay, thanks.